What's good, everybody? Welcome into the War Room for all you premium BTT members out there. I am the coach. We are here every single Friday. A lot of content cycling through the Behind the Turnbuckle world, but I can't do this all by myself. In addition to producer man and intern Dan behind the scenes, my co-star. He is a multimedia superstar. At least that's what they say at the grocery store these days. Big Tommy C. And Tommy, before I destroy you inside the war room, this is a big week for you. You were once again asked to be on all these different podcasts, and you were on with our former workmates, Jimmy Corderas and Brian Hebner, yes?
Yes, I was, and two great guys. As you know, there are two former refs, the Hebners, of course, little baby Earl there, and Corderas. I've known all the years I was on the road. It was a great podcast, two great guys, and I really thank them for having me on.
That was great. They didn't put over BTT at all, but hey, that's okay. That's neither here. That's neither here nor there. And by the way, I used to beat Earl's drum at cards back in the day. We used to play all the time in the shower, so he didn't get caught by Shane McMahon. That's a true story. Oh, man. All right, let's get into it. This is where we do 5 questions, maybe a bonus if we feel so inclined. Remember, here at BTT, we never go longer than 15 or 20 minutes because you have a life, and guess what? So do we. All right, Tommy, question number 1. Nick Aldis, he is the SmackDown general manager. He announced a new title for the women's division. It is the United States Women's Championship, and both brands are competing for this new title. Who would you like to see be the first women's U.S. champion?
Wow, that's a great question, Coach. You know who I'd like to see in the finals? Bianca against Jade. Oh, that would be great. But that's not going to happen. In my heart, I would like to see Liv win, but that's not going to happen either. I would give it to Bayley. I think she really needs a shot in the arm. She's been in the company a long time. She's starting to grow on me a little more now. I think seeing Bayley carry that title could really help her out. But you know who else could do it too is Tiffany. Man, if Tiffany won that title, she'd go right to the moon, Coach.
You just took my answer. It's definitely going to be Tiffany Stratton. That's okay. You can answer whoever you want. But part of the reason that Bayley won't is because her and Mercedes Moné, they keep doing the whole, she's my best friend. I love her to death. And we still talk all the time. And as much as I would love for the thought process that the executives don't care about that, Tommy, we know they're petty. We know they're petty. And they don't want Bayley interacting with Mercedes Moné, the big free agent. So they're never going to give it to her. So I would say Tiffany, maybe Nia Jax. Maybe Nia Jax. She deserves it.
No comment.
Not. It's gonna be Tiffany or it's gonna be Bayley. Yeah. I mean, if they really wanted to get the Liv thought process is interesting. But it almost you're giving her a title that is less than what she already has. And then you'd be like, well, it's doesn't really matter at that point. And I would say no.
Her having 2 titles, you'd never be able to live with her in that ring or even in that whole. You could do some serious good writing for her, but you're right. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
I've been shocked. The one thing that I've been the most wrong about this year is Liv Morgan. We talked right here on the show in June or July, and we said, hey, she doesn't have the experience. She doesn't have the work rate to carry this division. And because we're missing Becky, Charlotte, Rhea, I mean, the list goes on and on. The women's division is not that deep. It's just not. And we'll get into the pure conference collective later. All right, topic number 2. Tommy Carlucci. Now that the OTC bloodline is back together, when will we see the wise man appear, or will he? Yes or no?
That's what I'm waiting for. I thought he was going to come out the last SmackDown when they all came in the ring at the end, and then they all reunited, and finally Roman broke down and said, okay, we'll have him in. I thought before that was going to happen, I thought I was going to hear, ladies and gentlemen, but no, he did not come out. I think it's got to be a little, maybe, I don't know, Coach. That's my problem. I want to see him. I think he needs to be in them with those guys, because I think they're going to create some really good stuff with them. They're funny. They're entertaining. They're going to be a little bit serious. I really want to see him, but I just, you know what? I don't know when. Maybe it could be this Friday. but it's got to be something special. Why would you bring him out? Do you know what I mean?
The
I
one
thought,
thing, are you done?
yes.
Okay. The one thing that I'm a little bit confused by, Tommy, did you notice that he was at the Big Top New York autograph show last week?
Mhm.
And he gave this big hug to Kayla
Right.
Braxton,
Yeah.
who left the company several months ago. Tommy,
Mhm.
back when I was in the company, you were not allowed to go to those things.
I
Those
know.
are for indie wrestlers or wrestlers that were in other companies. I'm shocked that they let. I mean, they should. It's good money. It's great money. But Tommy, if he's a guy that is off because he's hurt, remember he got beat down, put through
Yes.
the. But how long does it take to recover for that? I mean, you know what I
No.
mean?
Yep.
So, wow. He always adds to it. I'm a huge Paul Heyman fan. Huge Paul Heyman fan. But I feel like he's going to show up when somebody needs him. And right now, Roman, I don't know if Roman needs him right now because Roman is kind of all by himself. I like this vulnerable version of Roman Reigns and not
Yeah.
the almighty. And they did I mean, but it's so
They're
hard when you Tommy, he's making he's making a
yeah.
lot of money. A
Yeah.
lot of money. He's a great character.
Yep.
Do you feel like they need to bring him back right now?
I think they need to bring him back just to help Roman out in his confidence. To show in storyline, the confidence of Roman is kinda they're humbling the whoever writing this, and it could be the wise man, they're humbling Roman now, and I kinda like that a little bit. So,
Layers. We talk about the layers
layers.
all the time, don't we?
Yeah, you need
You gotta have
layers.
layers, yeah.
Yep.
Especially if you're gonna last for years and years and years, just like we talk about with The Miz over 20 years. You gotta do different things. It can't
Yep.
be the same damn thing all the time. So I think we agree, yes, but I think we disagree on when. I think we disagree on when. Topic number 3. So Randy Orton gets taken out on a stretcher, Tommy. How long do you think he'll be out? Do you think he will be at the Royal Rumble, which is not until January, which is after, Tommy, the debut of Raw on Netflix?
I don't understand what is going on and what they're doing with Randy Orton. He was on a pretty good roll right now, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he had this little thing going on with Kevin Owens, even a little thing going on with Cody Rhodes, but it was very subtle. So it was kind of leading up. Maybe we're going to see them two go at it. And now they pull this like he's got a vertebrae in his neck or what? Sounds like a long term injury. Is it a shoot? Is his neck bothering him again or what?
That's what
I
I
don't think.
thought.
I, it just everything got thrown out so quick. Am I right or wrong? Like he was on a roll, and then Friday night that happens, and boom, and now he's out.
Didn't he just, unless I missed something, Tommy, didn't he just miss some time with an injury?
Yes, he
And
was out for a
didn't people
year.
on social media when they put that thing that we laughed about with it says it was him just back from injury, and then they had Adam Cole who had
Yeah,
those string beans for the arms.
yeah, the wet rat.
Yeah, this tells me there's something there, Tommy.
Yeah,
And a lot of guys over the years, because of the constant bumping, as we call it, they get the neck fusions. We've seen Stone Cold, Kurt Angle, the Brooklyn Brawler, all these
yep,
guys. I
yep.
wonder if maybe Randy's having some issues, which would suck for him. Just sign a new deal.
It would suck, and his whole persona changed. He's this big baby face now, and then it just changed like that. He's written
Mm-hmm.
out. So I think he will be out until January. Boy, after the Netflix thing, that would kill him and his ego. Not being out.
If they do keep him out, that means there's something seriously wrong with him. You would never have Randy Orton miss the debut of Netflix. It's going to be the biggest moment in the history of the company, similar to Fox. Similar to
Yep,
Fox.
yep.
All right, question number 4. Do you think the Sonya Deville is wasting her career with PFC? Yes or no?
That's a big yes for me because back in the day when she was with Mandy Sachs, she was a good superstar. Before she blew her knee out, I think, her ACL or something like that, she was enjoyable. She can cut a promo. And now it is just with that Pure Fusion Collective, that name. She's the leader. Are they going anywhere besides mid card stuff? She potentially could be on Charlotte's level if you let her grow as a superstar, folks. That's how good she can be. She did it before. She was with Mandy Sachs, and I don't see what they're doing with her now. I don't get PFC. I don't get the name, and I'm not interested. But yes, she's wasting her time.
They came out Monday night, and she looked like $1 million. And
Yep.
then you've got the two sidekicks doing the, I don't know what that is.
Uh,
And they're in faded black jeans, old boots that clearly they don't think about the ring attire or the presentation. Sonya always has. When I went back in 17 or 18, I flew on a lot of flights with her, and she told me a lot of her backstory. She's such a smart person and
mhm.
such a good talent and has that MMA background and thinks about the details. She just got married. It's rare that you say she overachieved and married, but her wife,
Yeah.
most guys would be jealous of. She's
Yeah.
got it all. She's got
Yes.
it all. And she's stuck with that.
Yep.
I mean, the other two can't talk either. That's the problem. That's why
Yeah.
they need a mouthpiece. And she
Yeah,
doesn't.
and it's her. And we how long are we talking about we need superstar, women superstar? Build her up. You have her and you're keeping her in this dumb PFC, the dumbest name in the world, right? You have them in this. You have a chance to grow somebody who grew before. She blows her knee out, and then you put her in this. Doesn't make any sense.
Can you imagine, Tommy, being in that room when they were trying to figure out the name of that group? And they probably went through 8,000 names. They go, you know what? Why don't we do Pure Fusion Collective? Oh, bingo! That's what we're going to. I mean, it's just
That's
like,
going to sell merch.
yeah.
That's going to sell merch. More than Yeet. Yeah, right.
I honestly, Tommy, am trying. I'm making a concerted effort. I'm not kidding around to be as positive as I can be. But when you give me that,
Yeah, yeah. It's a
you
layup.
cannot fault me for that.
It's a
You
layup for you.
can't. A
No.
layup.
Nope.
I'm way too quick with my tongue. You can't
Yeah.
ask me not to make fun of that.
That's what
It's
she
just
said.
impossible.
Yep.
Boom.
I'm sorry, producer man.
Question number 5.
Beep that out.
There seems to be issues with the Judgment Day on Raw. We saw Dom and Finn face to face, damn near coming to blows. Who gets in the middle, Tommy C? Liv. She's the voice of reason these days. Is this natural, or do you think Liv is behind starting these issues between her man, Dirty Dom, and the leader of the Judgment Day, Finn Balor?
I spoke about this a couple of months ago that I thought Liv is in the Judgment Day to create a ruckus, and she's going to be the puppeteer, and they're all going to be the puppets. Guess what, folks? It's working. It is working. Finn said, I listened to Liv. Well, blah, blah, blah. And they went at it, and he went at Dom. And did you notice when they walked off, did you see her face after Dom walked off? And you watch that little face of hers, that smile and that little sexy with the eyes. She's behind the whole thing, coach. I keep telling everybody that. She's behind it.
I don't give a damn if it's fake or it's not fake. I have seen it. I have been there. I have seen it time and time again. And now they're talking about kisses that happen that weren't scheduled to happen. They both have significant. Tommy, I don't want to start any rumor mill. I don't want to be misquoted. I just don't. But Tommy, if I'm Dom, it is going to be very hard for me not to get wrapped up in the feminine wiles, if you will, that she is throwing out there at him in interviews, on appearances, at movie premieres.
She is a smoke machine.
And anybody that says, oh, coach, they're just putting it on for the cameras. Oh, coach, they have people at home. Oh, coach, I could tell you story after story after story about that didn't matter one damn bit. And it's with some big time names that you've read the stories. And Tommy, let me be clear. I'm not saying that anything's going on.
No.
They're doing a lot of things that are a little bit extra on top of the show.
Yeah.
Normally, when you're in a relationship on the show, you're not going all over the place doing all this kind of stuff.
Amusement parks, riding cars, whatever, and her looking as hot as hell, man. If I'm Dom, I'm like, whew.
If I'm Dom's wife, I'm like, that ain't happening no more. You don't need to go to Vegas and sit down with Chris Van Vliet and then sit there while she does Chris Van Vliet. I love me some Chris Van Vliet, one of my best friends. But you guys know what I'm talking about. And we're kidding. We're kidding. But
yeah.
But
and his wife is no slouch. She's pretty hot too.
Dom is having the time of his life. I think Dom's the MVP of 2024.
Oh, absolutely. But there's just something about Liv, man.
You gonna be all right over there, Tommy?
I don't think so. Wow.
Just for that, Tommy, we need a bonus question here on the War Room.
Okay.
We
I'm
know
ready.
Who Tommy's favorite is. By the way, how's that couch feeling over there at the Carlucci household, Tommy? Bonus question. A lot of talk, and I mean a lot of talk on social media, most of it misquoted, but it is what it is, that the Yeet Man himself, Jay Uso, should be the new leader of the OTC Bloodline instead of Roman Reigns because Jay at the top of his game, selling the most merch, and Roman just lost a solo clean, 1, 2, 3 in the middle of the ring. Do you agree or do you disagree that Jay Uso should be the man at the top of the food chain?
I disagree, Coach. I don't think Jay wants it or needs it at this point. He's one of the hottest guys right now. I like what the storyline going on, and hopefully the wise man is behind this with Roman Reigns humbling him a little bit. Everybody loses. Mike Tyson lost. Muhammad Ali lost. I'm sorry. One of the greatest people of all time. You're seeing him being a little confused in the ring. Maybe he's doubting himself now by his facial looks when he comes in to cut a promo. And I think it's all the part of the process that the wise man will come and save Roman Reigns. So I disagree.
I like the fact that they're trying. And I actually agree with the sentiment. It should be Jey Uso. At some point, Tommy, they've got to stop punishing this guy. They've got to stop taking titles off of him just because his brother came back and they've been a duo for 14 or 15 years. He has outperformed being a tag team wrestler. He is on his own. Damian Priest, Rhea Ripley, they don't need anybody. At this point, Jay, when you're outselling merch of Roman Reigns and CM Punk combined, Tommy, you got to respect that at some point. And you got to say, let's put this dude where he deserves to be, because it's a perception thing. And if the crowd says, well, they're still treating him like a mid-card guy, Braun Breaker just beat him, can't even hold on to the Intercontinental Championship for longer than a cup of coffee, then what are the fans supposed to think? What are the fans supposed to think? So we're going to see how it all plays out. We got War Games coming up. Who's going to be the 5th member? They did a lot of recruiting. We're going to find out perhaps on SmackDown Friday night. It's coming up in a couple of weeks, and we are here every single week. And once again, Tommy, all of our premium members got to watch me wipe the floor with you.
Yeah, okay. I'm like the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm undefeated. I need to be wearing that hat.
You are like the Kansas City Chiefs, winning ugly.
And you're like the New York Giants.
On that note, that's going to do it for producer man, intern Dan, Big Tommy C. I'm the coach. Turn on those notifications. We've got content dropping everywhere in the next couple of weeks. We've got a big announcement on where we're going to land as far as bigger platforms are concerned. But that'll do for now inside of the War Room.